All right, welcome. This is a quick review. I know we have a lot of traders in the trade room wanted to have me review this. And basically what I was saying this morning, we had a rise in the volume and the breadth of the market. Advanced decline was looking great. This was not a situation to be shorting the market today. The system did go long. It went on a high close doji breakout pattern. That's really a really nice trade setup right there. As I pointed out in the room, we did get out of 50% of the position. Now, the trade is still live. We're still in a long position. But what we've gone from is from the entry and the risk to a trailing stop function to a trailing stop function. And notice we still are long the position, but the trailing stop is down here. Now, in other analysis, we have monthly pivot, person's pivots, monthly R1 is at 78. The other day I tweeted out 78 to 74 would be a zone of resistance. So here's the question. Do you mess up a trade even though the S&P is up a little bit more? So 18 and a half, the ATR is around 22, so it might have a little bit more left in it to the upside on a Friday. Volume's kind of suckered off a little bit, but on balance volume and even my trend volume analysis is still kicking up high gear. Moving averages are still positive, so everything's still positive. Doesn't tell me to do anything but just yet hold. What I don't like is, of course, what will go through every trader's mind. Dollars, do, re, mi. Man, if I let this trade come all the way back down and stop me out, we're talking almost $250 on a one lot, right? So, I mean, most people don't get out of bed for $250. But if you're into, 5, 10, 20 contracts, that kind of is a big move. That's a 5-point handle move, right? So from our trailing stop, and just think about that for a second. 5 points, $250 per contract. Some people would love to have a 5-point profit on a one lot, let alone a 10 lot, any day of the week, right? Sure beats it the other way, sticking you in the eye. So the question now begs, with all of this analysis, what do we do? Nothing. Let the system be. A new trade stop will enter under when a new position is warranted. Either it pukes and it'll get out automatically under another condition. It'll get out because the holding period's too long. It'll get out, but it hasn't trailed the stop yet. But by just the nature of a two lot, if you got out of one here and it comes all the way back down and stops you out, you're at least letting the market take you out of the trade, right? So you don't want to stop too close, but if you got out here and you get out here, what's your average price? You got out at the best average price, and if the market pukes, man, it was a great trade. So we don't know if this is going to be continuing up. All we could do is trail or stop, and that's what the Person Algo Optimizer, at least if we go over here and format strategies here real quick with you and go over to format, and you'll notice that that's exactly what it does. Scale out ratio, set it a half. All right, let's take a look at another function here, and we're going to move over to gold. So we talked about a record 8 to 10 low in the trading room the other week when we saw that capitulation. That's another time, another analysis. But one of the things we've been talking about is a gold long trade based on other criteria. So I just wanted to share with you what the Algo Optimizer picked up on. Quite funny, high close doji, it scaled out because of a trailing stop function. It got out. But here's what happened. It got right back into the game on a breakout on a high close, another high close doji setup here. It gets out of half the position. Kind of nice, right? Because, I mean, that was a big move back to, like, that 034 number. And check it out. It got into 2. It got out of 1. It's still long. This is probably one of my biggest one-day, one-lot winning trades I've had. We're up about $1,500 on a one lot right now. About a $15, well, figure it out, $15 move in gold, $100 a dollar. This is probably one of the biggest moves, and yet we will also be seeing the trailing stop, or this trade will more than likely get kicked out. This is a 15-minute chart basis. It'll most likely get kicked out over time because we do have a shorter horizon on a 15-minute versus 5-minute bars. I mean, if you have 35-minute bars versus 30 15-minute bars, obviously, the holding period is different, right? So the max bar will probably trigger this out, or we would override it or get out before the close, because this is not designed to be an overnight trade. So these are the kind of things that the market has picked up on the Person Algo Optimizer. And again, strategy is still long and live, as you can see. But what I would like to point out, that what makes this kind of work the best is that when you have the ability to understand where the signals come from, and then you have the system execute it for you, right? Knowing what is your risk, and it'll get you out with defined risk. I mean, this is why people need to have maybe great systems designed and use them and implement them. And if they don't, then, you know, shameless plug, you need to come to the summer school that we're doing for our setting up our mental and psyche session. And that's what we're going to be focusing on over the next few weeks. If you feel that you hesitate, you have paralysis, second thoughts, and you have that which is introduced by anxiety, butterflies in the stomach, that's also known as fear. That anxiety is fear. And we need to learn to take immediate action to overcome those feelings. And that's what you have to figure out. When we say get in touch with our feelings, we're not talking about love, emotion, and crying. We're talking about those body sensations that overcome traders, that heavy anxiety of worry. Oh, the last trade I was in, or this trade's got too much risk, or what would happen if? No. What are the merits of this trade? The system says do something, then why are you not doing it? And that's where we need to help, and that's what we're going to be focusing on the summer school session. So if you think it's about going over indicators, holy Lord almighty, there's an indicator sold by some people every day of the week. And you know what? It's not going to change your actions. If you do the same thing over again and just a different indicator, expect different results. I mean, what's the difference? Out of the open, high, low, close, how many indicators can it be out there? Thinkorswim has something like 363, plus some of mine, which are proprietary, which makes sense. I mean, an indicator is an indicator is an indicator, but how we measure it, how we develop it, maybe it's a little bit different, right? Like the volume indicator, instead of actual changes in volume numbers, percent of change over time. It's a little bit different math calculation. So certain indicators make sense that are built for this new computerized world of trading. But boy, if you have another indicator on top of another indicator and you're not seeing expected results, but maybe perhaps it's because you're not looking at yourself and how you respond to market signals, that's what you got to work on. And that's what our focus is at summer school with Person. These are some definitive actions that we will be teaching. This is not second-rate guesswork. This is actionable steps that we are going to go through one by one to help people develop ways to improve themselves as traders. I look forward to seeing you. If you don't know much about it, or if you haven't seen it, let me show you where you can sign up quickly. You go to the website, personsplanet.com, type in /summer school. All right, and that'll pop up. Now, you can read a little bit more about it, but what we offered and what I wanted to do was to get everyone to take this. We have a 9 DVD session based on professionally filmed, high quality. View it on the website. You get your passwords. And this was based off of a 3-day live trading seminar. All right, I wanted everyone. This was approximately at the time $14.95 we used to have that for, because going to a seminar is pretty expensive. It had a lot of great information. But a lot of people were kind of confused and wanted to know, wait a minute, is it $1,000? Because it says save. It's save over $1,000. This is only $478. You're going to get that access to that DVD to learn about the techniques of what we are talking about when we come in, and to try to also build a trading plan or checklist for you, what you want if you don't have the Algo Optimizer. What are things that you want to achieve before you take a trade? What is your trade plan? We're going to develop trade plans here for both stock traders and futures traders. So that's the difference there. What indicators do you use, and what indicators would you want to have first and foremost in front of you? That's what we're going to review. Then we're going to go more into the mindset talk about specific actions to take when feelings of either A, anxiety, nauseousness, butterflies in the stomach come over you. What can we do to improve our trading environment? Things that will set you up for success as you move forward into trading, which we anticipate one of the most dynamic trading environments that we've ever been in next year and the year after, and especially this next quarter. So that's what this was all designed to get you to focus on you and to study right now before the best trading session, which I feel will be the fourth quarter, comes into play. Congress comes back with more controversy. We've got the Fed in play. We've got global central bankers in play. Lots of things happening in the marketplace that I think is going to be dynamic for traders. But if your mindset's not there, it may be a struggle. So take this class. Sign up right now. It's only $478. We got 2 Saturdays. It's being recorded. You can review it. You'll get a copy of the PDF, and you'll get this information. It's going to help you in your trading. My promise. Special price, $478. Sign up now. We'll see you on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We'll get you those links so that you can take the class with us. And we look forward to having you join us. Improve yourself for you. Take care now.